is a hard face slap by Elon Musk to the Ukrainians. He says, pay, otherwise satellite ends. We know that Starlink is supplying communications to the Ukrainians, and of course, if they don't pay, they don't have the service. He calls on the Pentagon to reach DEP deep in its pockets, or the U.S. Ukrainians will be blind. The U.S. and Ukrainians there on the ground will be blind on the battlefield. CNN reports, since they began arriving in Ukraine last spring, the Starlink satellite internet terminals built by Elon Musk SpaceX have been a vital source of communications for Ukraine's military, allowing it to fight against Russia and stay connected, even when mobile and internet networks are not working and they're down. About 20,000 Starlink satellite modules have been delivered to Ukraine so far, with Musk tweeting on Friday that, quote, the operation cost SpaceX $80 million and will exceed $100 million by the end of this year. However, those charitable contributions may be coming to an end, as SpaceX has warned the Pentagon that it may stop funding the service in Ukraine unless the U.S. military pays tens of millions of dollars every month. Documents obtained by CNN show that last month, Musk's SpaceX sent a letter to the Pentagon saying it can no longer continue to fund the Starlink service as is. The letter also asked the Pentagon to take over funding for the Ukrainian government and military use of Starlink, which SpaceX claims will cost more than $120 million for the rest of the year and could cost close to $400 million over the next 12 months. We are unable to donate further terminals to Ukraine or fund existing terminals indefinitely, SpaceX's director of government sales to the Pentagon wrote in a September letter. In a separate cover letter to the Pentagon, an outside consultant working for SpaceX wrote, SpaceX is making terribly difficult decisions. I don't think they can afford to provide additional terminals or service as General Zaluzny is requesting. It's not Zaluzny, it's Zelensky, I would say. Now, the documents previously reported shed lights on behind-the-scenes negotiations that have delivered millions of dollars in communications equipment and services to Ukraine at little cost to Kiev. The letters come amid recent reports of widespread Starlink outages as Ukrainian troops try to retake Russian-held territory in the east and south of the country. Sources familiar with this matter said it suddenly affected the entire front line. This affected every effort by Ukrainians to win on that front, said a person familiar with the area who spoke to CNN on condition of anonymity. The Starlink is the primary way units communicate on the battlefield. So obviously they have downtime, they have interruptions on the service. It's because they're not paying, or somebody has to pay. Otherwise, they won't have the service. The Starlink is the primary way units communicate on the battlefield. And this is from a Greek article I've translated for you. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.